Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports Steel City Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports. Thank you for joining us here after a big Pittsburgh Steelers victory here on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, as the Pittsburgh Steelers take a little bit more of a lead here, as they were 8-6, now what, 9-6. The Steelers definitely going here with a 9-6 overall record. The Ravens are about to play now, if not already started. We'll see how that all transpires. But the Steelers open up a 2.5 game lead right now inside of the AFC North, and it was good to see. The Steelers, in my opinion, could have blown this game wide open. They had very tons of opportunities. Jaylen Warren, what a fucking awesome performance from Jaylen Warren. Absolutely phenomenal. Also, Kenny Gainwell played really well with that catch. Like, the running backs, you couldn't have asked for anything better from them today. I thought Aaron Rodgers played well. I thought there was a mistake there from the veteran, though, late in the game in terms of time management. But the Steelers, two opportunities, they fumbled by Darnell Washington, and then a Chris Boswell field goal that they settled for were two times that I thought the Steelers were about to score 7 points in those situations, come away with basically 3 out of it. And that could have ripped this game open, and the Steelers would have been really blowing the Detroit Lions out, really. But they stuck around. Chris Boswell, an untimely miss, but can you get mad at Chris Boswell? The guy is pretty much perfect. It's hard to ever get bummed out when Chris Boswell misses a field goal. Yeah, you hate it. You want to see it be made, but man, that guy's so good. And you can't really get upset when Chris Boswell misses it. It's just one of those. I don't even get pissed. I really don't, because it's so infrequent that it's just one of those things. It's like, it is what it is. And you hope the rest of the team sticks up for Boz and gets his back for a change. But we'll see. Robert Road, what's up, man? He says, I have zero handle on this team. Damn it. It is fun. Great win. Yeah. I was going to say this, man, and I said it with about 8 minutes left. I said, man, the NFL wants this Ravens Steelers Week 18 matchup, and they're going to do whatever they got to do to ensure that the Detroit Lions win. And damn, did it come down to a moment to where I thought to myself that I was never going to watch football again because I thought it was rigged. Yeah, that's how close that was for me to say the NFL was rigged. I don't have a handle on it either, man. I thought for sure the Steelers would go in there and get a loss today. But the Steelers, another win here. That's a win against Baltimore, a win last week in a game that I was at against Miami, and a win here against Detroit, ripping off 3 straight wins. And when to really start hitting their stride, it's right now. What's up, Malachi? What a damn game, man. What kind of a joke are these refs? Yeah, it's bad, man. No doubt about it. I really wasn't like crazy because I thought the Lions were going to win it there. I was just like, damn, it's over. Like, they're really going to rig this shit for that Week 18 matchup. And that still may end up happening. We'll see, because there are still 2 games remaining. One game in between that Ravens game and Week 18. Cleveland stands in the Steelers' way. But if the Steelers can go ahead and rip off another win here against Cleveland next week, improving their record to 10 wins with 6 losses, it sets up perfectly for them to take on Baltimore in a game that really won't mean shit for the Steelers nor the Ravens. The Steelers win one more. It's pretty much lights out, man. And the Steelers could go into Week 18 and maybe see what you got in a guy like Will Howard or something. But in my opinion, I think the Steelers should just keep playing with what they got and stay on a roll. That's what I think. Damn a break. Who cares? Screw all that. Just go and see what happens. What's up, Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights? Good to see you, man. What's up, Daniel Warman in the house? Good to see you, man. Good to see all of you guys. Are we back? What's up, Grant? Grant says, are we back? I said, if they win, I'll start to believe. I'm beginning to believe. Manhandled one of the best offenses in the league refs tried to screw us in the end, too. I'm genuinely impressed. I got to applaud the Pittsburgh Steelers run defense today. They made Jahmyr Gibbs look like he was terrible. I thought that the Steelers did a really, really good job, and that's a couple times this season that, well, three times, man. You looked at Miami's running back last week. I thought the Steelers were able to really rise up, man. And if any year the AFC is up for grabs this year in the playoffs, and the playoffs should be really fun because you're not going to have the Chiefs in it. I think this is the year that a team like a Pittsburgh, a team that didn't look so hot through the middle of this season, starting to they started out 4-1, then fell off. Climbed to that 6 loss total rather quickly. Now they're battling back, getting back on a roll. For a team like that to maybe get hot and be able to come out of this AFC conference, AFC North, AFC conference as a hot football team. It could happen, but I'm not sold yet on the Steelers. Are we back? Are they back? I don't know. I'm just enjoying the ride right now. I'll take a win. I'll be happy with it. But you gotta applaud what the offense has been starting to do. They've been definitely good. We're going to talk about those numbers here in a minute. Extra Black, what's up? Steelers need to give Gainwell a new contract ASAP. Yeah, before it costs them too much to where they can't do it, no doubt. Kenny G played stellar. Jalen played stellar today. Both of the running backs today are really starting to heat up, guys. The Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell are starting to take over games, and that's a really, really cool thing to see. Not to mention Aaron Rodgers, and we're going to go over his numbers. TD, what's up? Great game, but another heart attack game. I don't need the heat stress. Yeah, man, I know what you're saying, definitely. But yeah, it's the NFL, man, and I've never seen a year in the NFL like this. This year is a lot different than any other year I've ever watched in the NFL. Yeah, that was a crazy play, no doubt about it. Let's go over some of these numbers here. Let's start with the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers here. In a 29-24 Pittsburgh Steelers victory as they improved to 9-6, dropping the Detroit Lions to 8-7. The Detroit Lions are mathematically still in it. A very slim chance right now for the Lions. They need a lot of things to happen, and they need to win the next two games to improve to a 10-7 record to finish this season and perhaps have a chance to get into the playoffs. But when you're talking about player statistics here, you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, 27 of 41, 266 yards, a touchdown. Aaron was sacked twice, a 92.1 passer rating, but overall, a very, very good performance from one Aaron Rodgers here on a Sunday afternoon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here on Mike Drop Sports. We appreciate you joining our live Pittsburgh Steelers post-game show. Again, guys, I've got a lot going on. It's the holidays, so don't expect me to be live all the time here, man. I'm going to fit them in when I can fit them in, and that's just what we're going to do. So thank you for joining us, and I appreciate it very much. Let's go to those running backs that we talked about today in this 29-24 victory as the Steelers improved to 9-6. Let's talk about the big one. Jalen Warren, 2 45-yard touchdown runs when the Steelers needed the most. 14 carries for Jalen Warren on 143 yards for him and 2 touchdowns. And you want to talk about having 14 carries in a ball game and averaging 10.2 yards per carry. That's pretty stellar numbers for Jalen Warren and absolutely fucking phenomenal. Coming up with Kenneth Gainwell then, 9 carries for 50 yards, averaging over 5.5 yards a carry. Absolutely stellar, man. He had a nice 18-yard run from Kenny G, but overall, Kenny G in and out of the backfield. What a great weapon. And then you couple that with the performance of Jalen Warren, and it's going to be hard to beat a Steelers football team that can do that inside of the backfield. Jonnu Smith with a couple nice runs, averaging 14 yards a carry on 2 carries for 28 yards. And then you see Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, that did scramble for a little bit there. But big, big numbers from your running backs, guys. And this is absolutely what you have to have going into the playoffs. I'm going to tell you now, if you don't have a good run game going into the playoffs, you are toast. You are cooked. You can't win. Yeah, you may be able to sneak a win, but you're not going to be able to be a team that progresses through the ladder of the AFC conference playoffs. So Definitely a very good sign that the Steelers may be able to be competitive if they do get a chance to entertain a chair inside of the AFC Conference playoffs. Let's take a look at those receivers. Kenneth Gainwell, the leading receiver here, 5 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown on an amazing, amazing play from Kenneth Gainwell. A very heads up alert play for Kenneth Gainwell. What a day for Kenny G with that catch. Adam Thielen leading with 4 catches, 49 yards as the second on the list of Steelers wide receivers. DK Metcalf third, and we're going to talk about that disaster that DK has put the Steelers in. Darnell Washington, 3 catches, 36 yards, but that bad fumble. I thought it was nice to see Pat Fryermuth starting to be involved, especially in parts of the game where you needed to be able to move the football. So definitely those were good things to see. I like the way they spread the football around. Let's look at that one more time. You look at how many people actually had catches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players, 9 different players had receptions for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's huge, guys. Spreading the football around to 9 different targets inside of that game. Not to mention the performance from both running backs inside the backfield and outside of the backfield. Absolutely amazing. And I got to hand it to the Steelers. They're starting to find some balance. And that's key, guys. Consistency and balance. And what is that starting to do for this offensive line? It's giving them confidence, guys. And that's all they've needed, that confidence boost. And they've been able to get it here as of right here, as of late, these last 3 games. All right, guys, here we are live with Steelers win in a late game with late game dramatics, man. Big, big, big game. And DK Metcalf there on that picture. Let's talk about DK Metcalf and what he did there, punching at a fan. Many say if you look at the NFL rules, that is going to be a fine. However, I don't think it's going to be a fine. I think the NFL reviews that, and I think DK Metcalf will be lucky to make it another snap inside of the regular season. That is going to hurt the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, the additions of Adam Thielen, the addition of Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and you have Roman Wilson that you can plug in there. Yeah, Calvin Austin, hamstring, but you still have Ben Skowronek. You still have Scotty Miller, who had 3 catches in a row at one point today. Definitely, I think the Steelers could survive. I think the Steelers right now are going to win the AFC North. I think they close it out next week against Cleveland. That's just my opinion. But we'll see how that all happens. I know the NFL wants it to come down to week 18, but right now, a 2.5 game lead for the Pittsburgh Steelers, really, right now, considering the tiebreaker and things of that nature. So you look at this ball club, what did they do special today? I thought it was run the football effectively, and I thought Aaron Rodgers moved the chains in the passing game when he had to. I thought the timing is starting to look right. But yet, I think DK Metcalf may have screwed his football team and really disrupted some of the momentum that they've been able to build here as of late. And I think that that is a real shitty, selfish thing that DK Metcalf did. And there was no reason for it. What are you even over there for? Like, fucking play, man. You're $33.5 million a year wide receiver. What business do you have being even over there? No Watt or Herbig, Pierre either. This team is hitting stride at the perfect time. Absolutely. And you're wanting to see what, Grant? We talk about this all the time here on Mike Drop Sports, and that's depth, and depth is the king in the NFL. And you see a lot of teams dealing with injuries. But if you look at what the Steelers have been able to do, and that next man up mentality has worked. And it's definitely given the Steelers a lot of depth here. And that is going to prove to be ultra valuable when those players come back, because the Steelers are going to know they have players to be able to mix in. So not only because of injury are they going to mix some of these players in, but they're going to be able to rotate some of that depth with confidence, keeping players fresh during some of these playoff games. And that is going to be an advantage Steelers, in my opinion, and definitely something that could be really, really positive. Daniel Warman says, one of the best games of the year. Old man Rodgers has a strong arm. Congratulations, Steeler fans. Yeah, definitely. Aaron definitely showed some of that zip again, man. That's the second week in a row I thought he's really had some zip on the football. I will see, Robert. They're gonna have to pay him some bucks, man. No doubt about it. Extra black with Austin's hamstring injury. Will they bring in Alan Lazard? I know a lot of people are saying that's a possibility, and you know what, Extra Black, the way this season's gone, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. And I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that he plays. Especially with what happened to DK Metcalf and uh, possibly being on the suspension block. I would say that. And like you point out, Calvin Austin's hamstring injury. How does that work for the Steelers? Yeah, there's options there. I think again, the additions of MVS and Adam Thielen have been super valuable, but I would not put it past them to add somebody else. And is that name at Alan Lazard? Maybe. I wouldn't be shocked if it did happen because again, the Steelers got to do something to maybe fill a hole here that may be left by one DK Metcalf, and that's the problem. Robert Road, if the Patriots beat the Ravens tonight and we beat the Browns next week, the Ratbirds are done. Yeah, honestly, here's the thing too, Robert. They lose to the Patriots tonight. There's no path forward for the Ravens, guys. So if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan out there and you're happening to fall onto Mike Drop Sports right now, this is a must win against the Patriots. You're done. You're cooked, dude. You can't win. It's checkmate in my opinion because the Steelers are going to win one of these last two games. They're on a roll, and I could just not see them losing both of them to end the season. So yeah, they're gonna end it. No more prevent defense. No, and I like the way too. We got to give Mike Tomlin his flowers when flowers are due too, guys. Because I ride Mike Tomlin when he does shit that's stupid, and I got to be fair. I got to be fair. And I like the way Mike Tomlin has been coaching this team as of late in terms of situational football. I'm talking about going for it in certain situations. I'm talking about the defense not living within itself or living within its fears. Yeah, the old Mike Tomlin saying. But I really like the way that this team has played a little bit more loose and how it's being coached a little bit more loose. And it's something Mike Tomlin's needed to do for a while. Now I got to warn you guys. Sometimes you get burnt when you live a little bit loose. But I think Mike Tomlin's created a little bit of balance here and I really, really like that. He's not doing things that are overly crazy, but yet he's not doing things that, are super vanilla and super basic. And hopefully he continues that. I don't want to see the Steelers team do all these great things getting on a roll, and then all of a sudden, boom, go into a shell here whenever the playoffs hit. What's up, Big J Hook in the house? It looks better and better every week for the past few weeks. I had the same thoughts as you. This year is a novel, not a story. Amen. And good to see you, man. And it is that guys. You're writing a very long novel here. This is like a 3-part series of novels. You're buying one and you can't wait to get to the next. That's just really how this is going here. The Steelers definitely long season, guys, and you're seeing how many ups and downs, how many changes can happen throughout an NFL season. And again, this NFL season is wilder than any other that I've seen in quite some time, if ever. Big TD celebrates 19 months as a Mike Drop Mafia member. We appreciate that, TD. Thank you, my friend, for being part of the family here at Mike Drop Sports. Robert Rowe, the AFC is actually loaded as it will take 11 wins to even get a wild card. Yeah, but this is the year that you don't have a team like the Kansas City that have won year after year after year. It's all like new faces, really. Honestly, it's all like wide open to me. And that's why I say wide open. I'm not talking about records. I'm talking about the perspective of a lot of new kids on the block, teams that haven't been in that hunt every year, haven't been making deep playoff runs every year. You're seeing some different faces, and that's what I like. And that's why I think this could be a wide open time. This could be ripe for the picking for a team like the Steelers to go in and run the table. I'm not saying it has to be the Steelers because the team I really like the most right now is the Texans. I think that they're the best team right now going. That's just my personal opinion, but I don't think the Steelers are too far off. Another cornerback injury. I did not like seeing Chuck Clark in the game. Yeah, I Porter went back in though too. You hate to see the injuries, man. But I gotta say this, guys. Every team is dealing with some sort of injury. I think the Steelers though have been bit, like Extra Black brings up here about the cornerbacks. The Steelers have been bit, several times defensively, no doubt. And they gotta hopefully hit that healthy, or as healthy as they can be once the playoffs hit. Challenger, what's up, man? He says stupid prevent defense by Tomlin and staff. I don't think they coach poorly today. I don't. I'm not going to say anything was dumb today in terms of schematics. I think they played schematically very, very sound. I agree with your second comment though, DK moron, no doubt about it. Um, but I don't think this was a Steelers almost blew it type thing. I think that there was a series of unfortunate just events, man, in terms of penalties and things of that. Boz missing an uncharacteristic field goal, but the Steelers' offense kept responding, guys. Jalen Warren, 2 45-yard touchdown runs in the second half. Um, I mean, what more do you want from them? The Steelers defense, I don't think played bad, but that's a very dynamic Detroit Lions offense that can score a hell of a lot of points. And if you look at what the Steelers did throughout the course of that game, considering injuries, considering the things that they have going on defensively, I thought they played really, really well. And I thought schematically they had to do some of the things that they did. And I think they executed it pretty well. Oh, hold on. I'll get back to Roberts in 1 second. Challenger always says Steelers damn lucky. He also said Steelers are damn lucky. They almost blew it. Not impressed. I'm going to disagree with that one too. I'm going to say that I am impressed with the way that they handled their business today. Again, you can't control some of these goofy ass penalties in this league, guys. You can't. It's the league of penalties, and it waters the product down, definitely. But if you look at what the way this team played overall against, also, guys, we got to add this variable in there that you're refusing to add in, guys, and that is what that the Lions were basically on a lifeline here. They had to win today. This was a must-win game for the Detroit Lions, without a doubt, and they were at home. A team that's been very good for a while, and I got to say, the Steelers stood up and rose to that challenge. And again, I thought the Steelers players almost beat themselves at times. That Darnell Washington fumble was bad. Not converting and getting in and settling for a Chris Boswell field goal, a missed Chris Boswell field goal. But I think overall, schematically, they were put in position to win this game over and over and over. They did just that. And sometimes you got to hold on. Robert wrote, I'm just so happy to have had power and the internet to be able to watch today. I didn't have power or the internet for 3 full days this past week with wind gusts of 120 miles per hour here in Colorado. Damn, dude, I'm sick of the wind, man. Knocking Christmas decorations down and shit. Yeah, I hope you stay safe out there, Robert, because that shit's crazy, man. I'm glad you got to watch the game. Daniel James, what's up, man? My man Kenny G does some good things for the Steelers, but the defense always putting us in a nail biting situation. Guys, I really think you were playing a good football team in the Detroit Lions today, and it definitely showed that they were good. And they weren't going to go away quietly, guys. They were in a must-win situation, and they weren't going to go into that game. They just weren't going to give the Steelers that game. They weren't going to lay down and die. But they did it, and you got to give the Steelers credit too, man. And we can't beat them up all the time for everything, especially when they do some good things, And good to see you, Daniel. Good to see you. Black and Gold, what's up, man? Yeah, they did. Chuck Clark actually played well today. Yeah, definitely played better than he had, for sure. Derpy, what's up, man? He says win is a win. We did that one. But I'm sure old timers are still petty about Tomlin. I think the old timers have legit bitches about Mike Tomlin. I don't think it's petty. I think Mike Tomlin has had deserved a lot of the criticism that he's received this year. Um, but again, you heard me earlier. I'll give him credit where it's due too. And I think over the last 3 weeks, they've done a fantastic job. Not just because they've won, but just because of the way I think this team has responded in terms of its overall performance as a collective. Defensively, feeding off offense, offense feeding off defense, special teams doing really, really well. I just think overall they've been coached really, really well over the last couple weeks. What's up, man? T. He says better to be peaking at the end of the season than to be bleeding at the end of the season. Absolutely. And what has happened the last few years or a couple years in a row prior to this? They have been gashing, gushing blood at the end of the season, and it's definitely something that is uh, much needed, man. The Steelers need to be on a roll, and it's definitely something different. Thanks, Jay. Kevin Lynch, I forgot to bring up a drink, so I'm kind of like struggling here. Kevin Lynch, the Steelers need to play a clean game next week. The NFL would love nothing better for the Ravens to game to have meaning. Yeah, I mean the Ravens got to win tonight against a very good Patriots team. They gotta handle that, and then they got to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. But you're right, Kevin. They got to play clean next week, no doubt about it. I'm watching. If you mess up, I'm sure you won't. But if so, no one would know. uh, I mess up all the time. You have to put teams away. Simple. That's from challengers. I understand. You do. But this is the NFL too, and you're playing a desperate football team, a good desperate football team. And you didn't convert some of the things that you needed to convert. I get it, but I'm not going to blame coaching for that. I think I would blame more of the players and some of the mistakes that they made. But they responded and they came up big and they covered each other's back today. And I think we have to point that out. But again, the bitches overall throughout the season, I think, are very warranted, no doubt about it. But when I look at the last 3 weeks, the Baltimore, the Miami, and the Detroit game today, the Steelers coaching staff has to be applauded because I think they've done some things differently that have made a difference. And it's a noticeable difference, if you ask me. Robert Rowe, the tripping by Highsmith almost cost us the game. He played great, but that was a bonehead penalty. Yeah, I agree. Um, but I got to play devil's advocate with that one. If you're Alex Highsmith and that Steelers defense, and you're knowing that he's had X amount of seconds back there, X amount of time back there to look downfield, and you see him start to be able to move to his right where nobody was, and you say to yourself, is this going to be a big play downfield for a touchdown, or do I just trip this son of a bitch right now and take the 15-yard penalty? Maybe that was his thought process. Perhaps that was his thought process. Saying, I'd rather give up a 15-yard penalty than a 7 or than a 6 right now, right here. And I'll roll the dice that we can stop them after the penalty, or otherwise we're going to give up that big play. Maybe that was his thought process through that, Robert. Maybe, perhaps. I'm just, flipping the coin there a little bit. Devin Burkett, the refs just had to get their TV time in before Christmas. What a play with the diving TD catch. Yeah, it definitely had some interesting twists and turns, Devin. Thank you, man, for joining us. We appreciate it. Yeah, definitely was very interesting, man, for sure. Daniel Warman, the Lions messed up by not kicking a field goal on 4th down. Is Peppers hurt? Thanks, Jay. I don't think he's hurt. He was out there. He's playing. He was definitely playing special teams. I know that, but he wasn't back, playing safety or anything much. He may have gotten a few defensive snaps, but he wasn't noticeable on defense, at least not from my perspective. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what you're talking about whenever you're saying he should have kicked a field goal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch. I can't think of exactly what part you're talking about. Challenger Steelers are undisciplined. Too many stupid penalties dropped. Too many INTs. Yeah, that one by Kyle Duggar too, though. Challenger, or no, by Chuck Clark there toward the end, where it would have been his third drop supposedly. That was a hell of a play. If he'd have made a catch on that, that would have been insanity. That would have been da 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 ESPN top type 10 type shit. So we got to put those into perspective too. But you're right; they got to make turnovers. You got to catch those. You got to come up with those somehow. Bat them into the air, do something. But yeah, I think overall, I would say a better performance from guys like Chuck Clark. But overall, I think the Steelers secondary played and did what it had to do. Mike T for life. That's from Black Magic. Yeah, I knew you, Jamal. I knew you'd be in. He's definitely done better over the last few weeks. But I gotta still say the criticism has definitely been warranted for Mike this season. They also play Green Bay. Yeah, they got two tough games coming up here in a row. Tonight against the Patriots. We're talking about Baltimore. Tonight against the Patriots. They also got to be able to beat Green Bay. And then I heard Tony Dungy kissing the ass of Lamar Jackson. They're like, Lamar, why are you so great in December? Nobody can beat you in December. Motherfucker he don't have any Super Bowl championships. He makes over $50 million a year. Again, he never won a championship, never's won an AFC championship, never nothing. No big games in his entire career. And we're gonna sit here and say, why are you so great in December, Lamar? Like, get out of here. Uh, you ain't great until you've won something in late December, January. Till you've won some big games, man. And yeah, Lamar ain't that guy. He ain't won those games. All right, guys, we're not going to go too long here on our Steelers Live post game show. We appreciate you for joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like, share, and subscribe here on the channel if you're not already. Robert Road, hi. If the Ratbirds lose tonight, who really thinks they win at Green Bay? Who needs the game to stay in the playoffs? Yeah, guys, the Baltimore Ravens lose tonight. It's over, guys. It's done. It's cooked. It's over. I just don't see a path forward. I don't see the Steelers losing to Cleveland and Baltimore in back-to-back weeks. They don't play divisional opponents like that, guys. They don't lose to divisional opponents in back-to-back weeks. It just doesn't happen. And I'm not just saying that to say it. Again, go back and look at the Steelers' record since 2020 against the division. We'll just use that as an example. And that'll be proof enough in the pudding to tell you that they don't lose back to back games against divisional opponents ever, even when they suck. It just doesn't happen, guys. And if it does, it's very rare. And I don't think a Steelers team that's on a roll like this is going to lose back to back divisional games. Kevin Lynch, 59-25. The Steelers wasn't favored to win. That was a penalty on St. Brown. Shutting down the run game made them one-dimensional, and they didn't give up the big play. Made them earn their scores. I agree, 1,000%, Kevin. Good analysis of the game with that comment right there, in my opinion. Yeah, they weren't favored to win, and yet they came out and did what they had to do. What's up, Justin Menike in the house? Good to see you, man. Uh, Jamal, I can't take you. He says, put some respect on Mike Tomlin name, baby. He says, out coach, fourth or fifth coach that y'all have asked for. Get it right, Mike T. The go. I think his performance this season has been overall a failure. I think over the last 3 weeks, if you take these last 3 weeks, I think it's been good. I do, and I think they've made adjustments that are noticeable. But when I look at this time where they got and found themselves as a six-loss football team, Mike Tomlin hasn't been good. He's been vanilla. He's lived in a shell. But we have to remember too, to be fair, that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And, you got to be able to put it together at certain times. And I'm just happy that Mike Tomlin isn't having a typical Mike Tomlin collapse in the month of December. I'm just glad that that's not happening right now. And we're going to keep crossing our fingers that, that keeps happening. Oh, I see what you're saying, Challenger. You got to squeeze things down, no doubt. But, woulda, coulda, shouldas. only counting horseshoes and hand grenades. You know what I mean? So it is what it is at this point. And that's why even when I talk about like the 14-point swing that could have happened with Darnell's fumble, settling for a Boswell field goal, you know, it is what it is. It didn't happen. So, you know, it is what it is. You're mentally ill, Jamal. They need to do something with the biased announcers as well. Tony Romo is nearly as bad as Collinworth, always hating on the Pittsburgh Steelers, always critical of everything. Romo has never won anything. No, Romo's never won shit either, man. I don't want to hear Tony Romo talk about how to win in late December and how to win in the playoffs. Tony Romo, you don't get to talk about how to win in the playoffs because you don't. You didn't win in the playoffs. You never won a championship either. It's like asking Lamar Jackson how to win a Super Bowl. How? Tony, how do you make a late season or late postseason run? How do you put one of those postseason runs together to make it to the championship? I don't value Tony Romo's opinion on that. He ain't never did the shit. You're talking about on their second drive. Oh, well, if you know the Lions, Daniel, and Daniel would ask why they didn't kick a field goal on that one, the Detroit Lions, like early in the game. He's talking about their second drive, and the answer to that is they've been one of the best teams on fourth down for a while. So you know they're going to go for those things, and that's just their mind state. That's their mentality. That's how they approach the game schematically. They're going to take and roll the dice on those plays. And you win some, you lose some, you know, and you live and die by it. And that's why they didn't, you know. And again, sometimes you win those, sometimes you lose those. They get 7 there, that puts them in a different position. You know what I mean? But they've been known to do that, and they've been ultra successful over the years, you know, doing it here over the recent time with Dan Campbell. Gunner Smokes, Steelers helped my team clinch the playoffs today. Well, glad they could be of service. It's all right, Devin. Ravens just fumbled. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go watch that with my son, guys. Again, I didn't bring up a drink, and my voice is dying. But we're going to go live this week. A lot more, though, because I have less sports, less stuff going. Yeah, I got things going, switching jobs, things of that nature. So, yeah, less going on this week. So we'll be good to go, and we'll get back into groove a little bit this week as the Steelers prepare to take on the Cleveland Browns at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday, right after Christmas there, December 28th. That'll be at that will be in Cleveland, pardon me. And then to be announced for time and date for the Baltimore Ravens Pittsburgh Steelers season finale in Week 18. But we'll see if the NFL gets what it wants, and that is a Week 18 matchup that means something for the Baltimore Ravens. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. And until then, guys, make sure if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're thinking about hitting like and you've been watching it for a while, hit that like button, hit the hype button, hit all those things. And thank you very much. And we will talk to you all before Christmas. But if you don't join the show, so I wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. But we will see you soon. And again, guys, I don't got a lot going on this Christmas week, so we'll get moving through some shows and have a lot of fun with Steelers content. And we will break down statistically the Steelers Lions game here that happened today, and we will break down this 3-game winning streak the Steelers are on, and how they can continue that to roll into the playoffs as one of the NFL's hottest teams. We'll see how that all goes. So until then, man, thank you guys, and we appreciate it.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's